Hello, welcome to Fictional Narrative. I'm Neri, and I'm talking about my November TBR today. I was supposed to have a video coming out on Halloween, but then it got corrupted, so now I'm just refilming it. I figured people will still be okay with me talking about some fictional vampires throughout the rest of the year. So while I'm in the beginning of November, I may as well talk about my TBR. I'm not gonna lie, I am panicking because at the beginning of the year I said I have 23 books that I want to read for the year of 2023. We're getting to the end of 2023 and I have not made a dent in that list. Mind you, my goal for the year was 60 books. I'm at 54, so I'm still on a really good course to finish one of my reading goals for the year. But this is what I have, and it's not all of what I have left for the year. So let's talk about what I'm going to be reading because I left the big ones for last and I have regrets. So first of all, I'm reading Heroine Complex. This one, I think I was supposed to read earlier in the year, but then I started it and I kind of stopped. This is not where I stopped. I just like to tab the middle of books just to check my own progress. But yeah, I put it down. I think I'm actually... I have a bookmark in here. I'm on chapter 5. So this is where I am. Right? And then this is where the tab that tells me the middle is. Yeah. So at least it's a small book, so I have to finish that one. I started The Bullet Catcher's Daughter today during Books with Bonnie's reading sprint. So I'm a little ways in, and this is a relatively small book as well. So I'm pretty confident that this month I will absolutely finish these two. Next, I have this Susanna Clarke classic that is proportioned like a Bible. Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. I actually started this in October because I kind of got like a little bored with what I was reading. And so you see, this is my bookmark at the top. This is the 25% mark is the first one, then the 50, then the 75. I'm close to 25% in. And I know I'm a relatively busy person. I'm still not proud to say that I only got this far in 3 days. I don't know if I'm going to finish it in November, but my goal is to finish it before the end of the year. Next, I have this one that a lot of people really hype up that I've wanted to read. It's The Song of Achilles. I picked it up and then I put it down, I think a couple of years ago, and at this point I just have to restart it to finish it. This one is most likely going to get finished in November as well, just because it is a little smaller. Downstairs Girl. I remember when I started this also a couple of years ago and why I put it down. I got to the point in the book where I was like, it's kind of getting really slow. So once I get past the slump, and this is just my bookmark, this is where I was. And I still remember enough of the book that I think I'm just going to pick up from there because it was very much introductory. Technically, it should pick up, theoretically, right? You get to start the hook when the character brings you in, and then maybe it slows a little bit, and then we get to the actual, like, plot, and it comes back up again. I don't remember what these graphs are supposed to look like. I just feel, based on experience, that is an approximation. Next on the list, okay, so Night Watch is one that I've tried to start. It's very supernatural. I ended up putting it down, getting only a few pages in, and I'm just like, wow, because it's fantasy, I really got to think about like I got to really get into the brain of the language and everything like that, and I just ended up putting it down a lot over the years, and I just really want to finish it this year. Much like Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, though, I find that my eyes just have to adjust to the font size because it's not that the font size is small, but the font makes it look small, if that makes sense. Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell is actually very, very tiny. Actually, let me show you. Okay. By the way, this is a lovely book that has footnotes and stuff like that, but like a page like this will have the tiniest text and then the tiniest text for footnotes. I have to start by using a magnifying glass to read it, and then once my eyes adjust, I can actually read without the magnifying glass, and maybe that's just a me issue. The Aosawa Murders. I think I was trying to start this also the same time as I tried to start. I think I tried to start this about the same time that I tried to start Heroine Complex, and I put it down. I just couldn't find time for it, unfortunately. I will do this month. And if you think I cannot possibly read all of the books I've named so far just this month, I will start them. I guarantee you that much. Now this big one. The Emperor's Blades. I'm laughing because the font in here is regular size, but the book is huge, right? It's huge. And actually, I think this is very average for any type of fantasy novel. I started this when I purchased it many, many years ago, but I don't think I got past chapter 1 because I was in school at the time, and I was like, I don't have time. I can read this book, or I could read my textbook, and they're about the same. So I'm kidding. But I think this one, much like Strange and Norrell, I'll probably end up finishing by the end of the year, but definitely not finishing by the end of this month. Finally, Queenie. I have been trying to get this book read this year. I heard so many good things, and this is an advanced reader copy, so I've had this for years now. I've been trying to get this read for years. I just haven't had the chance because, and I understand that with a lot of contemporary or modern novels, people might think this is a very silly thing for me to kind of have as a pet peeve, but there's texting in this book where you would actually see like the text bubbles, and I just don't really like that. I feel like when I'm reading, I like to get away from all of that, but it's in my book and it makes sense because there's a relevance to it. I just have to get my brain to like settle down, and I'm sure once I get into the plot and the characters that's gonna sweep me off my feet and I won't even notice. But I have to get my brain to accept that it's gonna be there anyway, regardless of whether or not I like it. So one more book that I am going to at least be starting this month is The Alice Network by Kate Quinn. It's definitely a harder read for me. A lot of stories that have to do with war are harder for me to get into just because, yes, I do like stories from that time, but I know it's going to be emotionally draining on me. And do I have the physical book? Yes. I swear I saw it like a week ago, but I've been moving my books around, as you do, and I can't find it, but I will find it. And once I find it, I will start it because that one is pretty thick too, and I think December is just going to be a race to the finish between The Emperor's Blade, Jonathan Stranger Norrell, and The Alice Network. But also, please keep in mind that I read cozies every week so that I can review them for Cozy Saturday. So on top of the 10 books that I've already put out there for myself, this is the second week of November, and I've already finished the cozy for this week. I have another 3 cozies for the rest of the month on top of that. I also don't know if I really see any point in doing wrap-ups anymore. I just feel like a lot of times I just want to continue, and I roll over what I have left from the previous month to the next month. So I don't really care to do a double progress report. So that is it for my November TBR. The next video to come out after this one will be Cozy Saturday, where I'm reviewing Witch Hunt by Kate Gaunt. I've actually been really proud of managing to keep Cozy Saturday going, so if you've been tuning into that, I'm really grateful, and I will see you on Saturday. Bye!